Hello people, a quick but very important video. In one of my recent videos I said the phrase "I don't know" is one of my favourite phrases. Someone left a comment about it which reminded me. And you know, learn to have the balls to occasionally in conversation or debate just say "I don't know." Even if it's something you think you should know. Actually, definitely when it's something you think you should know. Because by saying "I don't know," you'll then find out. Your interlocutor is going to explain it to you, so you'll never not know again. That's how you learn stuff. It sounds basic, but you'll be surprised how many people, I've been in conversation with people loads of times and I've asked them, are you aware of blah, blah, blah? And they're like, yeah, a bit, roughly, vaguely. And they've gone on to prove that they know Foxtrot Alpha about it. So, you know, it's intellectually dishonest and it's intellectually immature. It's what children do. Children pretend they know everything because that's how, you know, children are inherently narcissistic because they need to manipulate the world to get their needs met, especially in situations where they're not getting their needs met due to dysfunctional parenting, which is standard. Anyway, I've got an example here of your friend of mine, Rachel Zegler. Now she's in this film about it's called Y2K. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, it is called that. I've just checked. It's written up there. And she's asked in an interview what she knows about Y2K, and it's almost unwatchable because she's lying. If she'd have just said "I don't know," or why didn't she do the just 1 second on Google or ChatGPT summarize Y2K? On the off chance you don't know, Y2K was also known as the Millennium Bug, and it was this idea that when computers got to the year 2000, due to some oversight with programmers, they hadn't quite worked out that parts of their computer were going to get to 2000 and the whole world was going to collapse. Some people say that last minute changes and preparation averted a catastrophe. Other people said no, computers are aware of numbers. Anyway, this is Disparu talking about it, and you'll get to see Zegler and what it looks like when you're lying.
Now, I understand Rachel Zegler, born in 2001, she wasn't even around for the millennium. Probably partly excuses the insanity, as she's never been around to witness civilization. And yet, despite this, you would
It doesn't excuse it.
expect somebody to know or understand that the time period existed.
What did y'all know about Y2K growing up?
I feel like it had mostly been used to describe a certain aesthetic.
Once you notice things like this, you can't unsee it. It is peak unable to abstract.
It's awful. I mean, she thinks she's so full of herself that she thinks that's such a general comment that it's a coverall. I had a mate at school, and you know, when we talked about films, especially action movies, they'd say things like, that bit when they're all running, you know, okay. Or again, if it was a Vietnam film, that helicopter bit. Just these general, the chances are you're going to grab a bit of the object when you say it, but Y2K is quite specific. An aesthetic? No, not even close. And as Disparu says there, you can't unsee this. This is spine-crackingly, jaw-breakingly cringe.
Drax. Well, I wasn't around for the 90s, therefore I just didn't think it existed.
I feel like it was more used as an adjective to describe things, like, oh, that's a super Y2K outfit.
The only way she can perceive or comprehend the 90s existing as a time is via dresses that she's seen in her own personal life.
For like clothing, music, era of films, era of time.
So the movie probably doesn't even make sense to the crew of them.
There you go. I mean, and that's how you come across when you try to deceive when you don't want to admit. You know, when people talk to me about language or writing, I like to think I know it all. It's very hard for someone to say, oh, do you know this writer? To sort of go, nah, especially when it's a writer that I know is considered relevant or part of a canon that I've been talking about and admiring other writers. But you've only got to say it once to learn, and you'll never have to say it again in that context. Something to think about. Don't like, don't subscribe, smash nothing, enjoy your day, ta-da.